It's always been hard to use colors into the design to achieve this level instead of this one. So today I'm here to help you with colors and how can you find and apply the perfect color palette for every single case and every single design. By the way, if you want to dive more deeply into the design psychology and theory, let me know in the comments down below that I'm more than happy to help you. I'm gonna show you two fantastic websites that are gonna make everything easier in terms of creating palettes, and they're super helpful. And I'm gonna tell you 6 fundamental tips to create palettes and to use colors into your designs. Definitely stick around because with these two websites and tips, you can step up your game in colors in seconds. Starting with the first website, we are on colors.co, and this website is absolutely amazing, guys. It's for everyone, beginners, intermediate, or professional web designers or designers in general. Here you have thousands, an infinite amount of already made palettes. You can choose whatever you want. You don't need to know anything, literally anything about color theory. You just take your palette and you put it into your design. Of course, you just need to know how to apply the color palette into your design, but I'm gonna show you how to do it in just a bit, so definitely stick around. If you hover over a color, you can see the color code and you can click and copy the code of the color into your clipboard and paste it into your design software. Also, another beautiful feature of this website is that you can create your own collection of your favorite palettes just by clicking the heart below the color palette. Moving on into the second section of this website, you can create and generate a single color palette. You can play around with the colors, you can do whatever you want. You can copy the code, you can save it, you can drag it around to see the color combinations if everything works. So you can basically do whatever you want. Super helpful to see the color combinations. Moving on to the second website, and these websites, guys, saves my life every single time that I have to create a new design and I have to choose and create my own color palette. Is the Adobe Color Picker. And if you want to know how these color pickers work, here is where color theory comes into place, and you need to know some basic concepts of color theory. And it's not a big of a deal because the website does everything for us. We have different options on the left side of the website, and for example, analogous, monochromatic, triad, complementary. If you want something more crazy, you go with triad or complementary. If you want a website that looks more normal, if you will, you can go with analogous or monochromatic. You have a lot of options, and I highly recommend you to play around with all the color pickers to really understand and see what makes your needs the best. Now we have our color palettes and we have websites that can create them for us, but the actual question now is how we can apply them. And the answer is really easy because I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna work on two different concepts that I made for my social media. On the first one, I already have a color palette. Whether in the second one, we're gonna make the entire process starting from creating the color palette to applying it into the design. Starting with the first one, we already made half of the things that we had to do because we already have the color palette. And to apply it, we only need to use one simple rule, which is 60%, 30%, 10%. But what the heck do I have to do with these numbers? The 60% is going to be used as a primary color, generally used for the background color of the page. The 30% is going to be the secondary color, and the 30% is going to be the accent color. In this example, the 60% or the background color is going to be this one because it's the last strong out of the three. The 30% or secondary color is going to be this color right here because I think that as an accent color we need to use the strongest color out of the palette. And of course the remaining is the 10%, and we're gonna use this color right here. Now that we have decided which colors are what, just apply the colors following the rule. So we apply the background color, we apply the secondary color to this rectangle right here, which is basically a secondary background, and we use the accent color for this circle, which is going to be the menu icon in this case. And moving to the second section, just apply the colors as you've done in the first one. So for the background, just use the background color and you have created the entire design. Now this is a really simple design, but with that you can truly understand how to apply this rule. Moving to the second design, we also have to create our color palette, and I have a tip for you just to speed up everything. If you don't want to go to the websites that I showed you or to websites that create color palettes for you, just pick the colors from the images. For example, here we basically have three colors: this green, this gray, and the black. It's a pretty simple color scheme, but you can basically do whatever you want with all the images that you want. So let's take this green right here, take this gray, and let's take this black over here, which is a green, but never mind. Now again, follow the rule 60, 30, and 10 again and decide which color is going to be the background color, the accent color, or the secondary color. Again, the background color is going to be the less strong. The 10% is going to be the strongest one, and the 30% or the secondary color is going to be this yellow. And of course, if you apply the color palette on your design and you see that the color combination and you use the rule in the wrong way, just change it, it doesn't matter. So we apply the background color. We can use the accent color, I think, for these call to actions in navigation, and we use the secondary color for this big title right here. It doesn't look good at all, so what have we done wrong? Basically, we have applied the 60-30-10 rule in the wrong way and in the wrong combination. For example, let's try to invert the background color with the accent color. So we use the green for the background color, we use the 30%, this yellow again for this title, I think that it works. And for the call to actions, we use the gray, and it looks way better. Of course, if you want, you can also use the secondary color for the call to actions in the navigation bar, it doesn't matter, it's just a preference of taste. By the way, one super useful tip that I have for you is that the more colors you have into a single color palette, the less saturated the colors must be. For example, if you're going to have 5, 6, 7 colors into a single color palette, don't only choose the colors that are super strong, take the saturation down, and you're going to see that the entire design is going to look more professional and more balanced. Now that we know how to create our color palettes and how to apply them, don't make the mistake to create a color palette that doesn't match your images into your website. You need to find or create a color palette that matches the art direction of the images, the color scheme, the mood, and all these kind of things. And don't forget, guys, that you don't have to choose a color palette and use a color palette just because you like it. And yeah, we have done it, and I hope you found this video helpful and all these tips and website helpful, because they helped me a lot. Let me know in the comments down below if you use other techniques or websites to create your color palettes or to use your color palettes. Smash the like button if you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel because it's super important, and 65% of you doesn't follow me, so subscribe to my channel, and I see you in the next video.